away from the water at the Hardwick ponds. This is a track to a few more little ponds. These ones, I believe, are fishing ponds in this area, which is as bad as animal farming, and perhaps worse, because people who do fishing feel less for fish than they do animals on land. And what they do to animals on land is bad enough. Yes, that's one of the larger ponds just down there. That has many fishing posts on it. Wintry, cold scene, but bright and sunny and very nice for us. There's what they call the ponds there on the actual fence. Bottom pond, carp pond, tench pond, ice pond, specifically fish ponds. Fish that were not natural in these ponds. They've been brought here, as they will be on probably once every couple of years. But the ponds are again beautiful, but there in the fishing lies the torture and abuse of innocent sentient beings that feel, that have their own lives, that they should want to live free. Many would not be in ponds, they would be in rivers rather than ponds. Life in ponds was a rarity. It is humans that placed most fish into ponds. Still, over in the distance there, the odd vehicle passing by that is the M1, just in that direction. It's very close to this park. Lovely park. Now all this field over here, all of this, right, if you look right back there, right the way across, all the way over there, this is all just one field, a single field, and it goes as far as you can see, in fact further in that distance. Now, being National Trust land, the farm is much more an organic type farm, in that the animals that are raised on it are given the best conditions they could be given. But with all animals, certainly all grazing animals would not stay within a field. They would roam the land hundreds of miles in a natural state. They couldn't in their unnatural farm state, because we interfere with them too much. We don't want them to be too far away, because when we decide we want them to be somewhere, we go and fetch them, and we order them where to go. This may look idyllic, but the lives of those animals is not. If you see any farm animals in any area, the oldest of any of those animals will be cows. Any other type of life will be maybe a 1 year old at the maximum of their life before they go to be killed. At the most would be sheep and pigs, but pigs are usually the maximum, even for the females, is 3 or 4 years. So, and sheep is about 5 years, so that's all the same there. But yeah, and these are the small ponds up here. Small ponds that hold these poor animals that humans will come down, pull out of the water, half suffocate, and for the most part they will put them back, but not before they've caused serious distress to the poor fish. And I do mean distress, because it is not natural to be taken out of the water. Their natural place is within the water, is where they should always be. Just up there is the Hardwick Hall. Now that's the old part. The most you can see there is the old part of the hall. The rebuilt hall just slightly over to the left. Let's turn this up this way, and yeah, you've got a better view. So wonderful. Like I say, wonderful for us, not the animals farmed on these lands. Now, I've noted here that practically there are no animals out in the fields here today. Now, I do know that at times they take them into their barns and keep them sort of a bit warmer, but in their barns it's probably far more horrendous than out here, apart from the cold, the horrible cold out here. At least on this type of land that they've got, they would have many natural shelter areas that they could hide away on. The barns are horrific. They are metal and concrete, and if not that, mud and straw. That is not good at all. Mud and straw and their own urine and feces. God, you wouldn't live in those conditions. You would run from it. You would do anything to get out of that. Animals are no different. They don't want to live in their own dirt. They never have. And yet we as humans see that as quite natural. So yes, here, looking down the hill and back up, glorious, beautiful place to see. So you come to there, there's little streams coming down. Oh, so nice. Not streams that the fish themselves could travel them. They're not it's because the stream's too shallow. At overflow times maybe the odd ones may go down, but they will only go down. They would not swim up because they're not the type of fish to swim up. Not strong streams, because, well, yeah, they certainly wouldn't. That's a big lip there. That's an impossibility. The best they could ever do would be to go down. So horrid. The snow and ice is sort of beginning to thaw out. It has been one of the coldest nights of the year. It looks like I have to go back down this way. Wonderful views again. I know it's extra cold, but on a day like this, even the wildlife would more come out in this. So the National Trust makes us believe that this is all well and good for our animals, but of course this is not the normal. This is not normal farming. This is a manufactured farming. A manufactured farming that sees us manufactured farming. That makes people feel better about what we do to animals. Some icicles down there. Icicles formed from the branch just there. Quite good. Nice to look at. Now lots of life that would be around here will be hiding away in much of this area. Certainly the smaller life, but of course we've killed off most of the larger life that would keep that life under control. Yeah. It's horrible. Nice for us. Horrible for life. Yeah, so we keep it controlled. Now, generally most of the smaller life, mammals and whatever, really are having quite a nice time here, as long as people are not around trying to interfere with them, which is a lot of the cases is what happens. And of course the park authorities, if there is an excess of any type of life, will come and kill it. They do this even with the birds. So the birds that you will see over there, they will come and have a cull of them at times if there seems to be getting to be too many. Mostly there isn't, but every park does the same sort of thing. That if they get an overpopulation of a certain species, they will kill them. And they don't do this in a deliberate way to protect farming. And of course, like I've said, for this whole one field that I've just shown you, which spreads out even to this all the way across from where I've walked to over here, over 3/4 of this could be wild land that is more dense, trees, bushes, by far more vegetation than you can even see within the park itself. That's what would be here. All this land that you can see here does not need to be farmed. Simply does not. In fact, apart from the animals that are put upon it to graze, it is not farmed, so it's not even an efficient use of resources. Look at it now, just empty, and yet it is farmed purely for animals. It is maintained purely for animals that we will kill and mutilate, abuse. That's incredible, isn't it, as well? Parkland is nice. Our killing of the animals to maintain it is not. What's this little runway of water that goes down into the big lake down at the bottom there? Oh dear. Right, I'll let you have you have to get going, so that's all for now.